Hello and welcome back to Lumen Weekly. Here we are on the couch, in the lounge. We're not usually here, and it's actually raining outside. Okay, so this is the perfect backdrop. It's perfect. I've got some coffee here too. I'll show you. Wait, stay there. Don't go anywhere. There's coffee right here. I'll tell you about the coffee in just a second. So, here we are. Nero's over there too. Okay, we sit. Now, firstly, our printer is broken, so I'm confined to the iPhone. And this is going to make things a bit more difficult. I hope it doesn't take longer. I can actually read it just fine. I don't know if you can even see that, but I've got my a document open here that I mailed myself with all the questions and stuff in. But yeah, because the printer's broken, I'm not going to have the pieces of paper flying around here. And I'm going to have to look at my phone the whole time. Usually I can just hold the paper up. Anyway, it's fine. It's okay. So, firstly, I just wanted to mention that a couple of the videos... Oh, and it might be a bit softer here because I'm further away from the camera. But I'm sitting on a couch. This is the couch. It's like that big brown couch. You must have seen it in the vlogs already. If you haven't, you'll probably see it soon. Nero's over there on the leather couch. This is actually his spot, so he's not very happy. He might come and sit next to me. He was sitting next to me for a while, but right now he's on his own couch over there. Okay, he doesn't want to share with Daddy right now. No, it's not going to happen. But I wanted to mention that the uploads have been a bit slow recently because I was recovering from Polo fluke. Yesterday, which was Monday, this might even only go up on Wednesday, which is sad. But I'm recording this on Tuesday. So Sunday night was Polo fluke. Saturday and Sunday, Polo fluke. On Saturday it started from about 2 p.m. and it went on till about 7 p.m., 8 p.m. I don't know, around there. And about the same for Sunday, maybe a little bit later. And the problem is that this weekend I did most of Polo fluke, or a lot of it solo. I did most of Saturday solo on my own. Without a co-caster basically, and that was very draining. So I didn't have the energy to record videos after that. If I did, then it would have been bad. And if you're a YouTuber, if you're making Let's Plays, don't record videos if you're tired, because I don't know. I feel as if you make more mistakes, you mess up what you're trying to say more often, and you play the game worse. I've had that so many times. I tried to record Assassin's Creed once or twice tired, and it's terrible, because that's a game where I actually need to concentrate. Same could be said for Starcraft. I have to concentrate there too, but not so much Skyrim. That I can probably play quite easily while I'm tired. But anyway, if you want to do commentaries, rather do it when you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It's a better idea, okay? And again, sorry about the sound, because there's a big echoey room here, but I wanted to record it somewhere else. Eventually, one day, I'll get a nice camera where I can plug a mic in, and it'll be like all these other people who do these kind of videos where they have a mic in front of them which you can't see. The mic is here, usually. Talking into it, it relays it into the camera, or they just have better cameras. Whatever, okay, whatever. Eventually, one day, who knows. When I start making money with this, then I'll do that. And then, so that's because that's why the uploads have been so slow, Polo fluke. And yesterday, which was Monday, I tried to record stuff, and I only got I did Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, and a news episode, and then I tried to record something else and it just didn't work out. I tried to record Diablo. That's coming soon, don't worry, along with Terraria and more Assassin's Creed and more Skyrim and news and all that stuff. There might not be a news, the news will come out today. The news is coming on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm keeping busy, don't worry. And soon, both my internet connections will be working all the time. I'm going to try keep them basically running the whole time. And it's so nice having the other one. The other one's actually a little bit faster, or at least more consistent than the one we have now. And that's probably because there's only one computer connected to it. It's currently connected to RiotPanda's PC, or Helene's PC. And she's uploading stuff, and it's so fast. It's really nice. And because of that, I might start recording Skyrim and Assassin's Creed a little bit longer. I'll make them at least 30 minutes. If not a tiny bit longer, maybe 40, 50 minutes, whatever. Around there, I don't know, 50 is a bit much, that's pushing it. I think 30 is a good length, but I might do specials, I might do a Skyrim special where I'll go into Mizinschleft. That's terrible. Mizinschleft. Mizinschleft? Maybe I'll go in there, record an incredibly long video in there, because I was told it was very long. But we'll see. I've got more freedom now to do what I want to do, so that's cool. And I'm still trying to get the journal entry done because of Polo fluke. I didn't get it done this week. I keep saying I'm going to get it done, but I just don't get it done. And I'm going to get it done. I don't know why I said that again, but soon. This weekend is going to be a big pushing out stuff weekend. I'm going to try to get the journal entry done. I'm going to try to do another 1 minute guide, or at least start on a 1 minute guide or something like that. Something entertaining, basically. Something extra, something special. I'll try to do that this weekend. But I'm now babbling, and I shouldn't be. Oh, Nero. My boy, hello. He's nice, yes. He's over there. Oh, and he's having a good snooze on the couch. Well, he's not really snoozing, he's watching me. He wants to know why Daddy's talking to this little device. This 3-legged device. So the questions this time around, there were quite a few. Hopefully, I'm going to try to go through them pretty quickly, because I shouldn't say this too loudly, but Helene wants to watch Twilight. The new Twilight. She wants to watch the new Twilight, and we have to go and watch that. I mean, I don't really mind watching Twilight. I'm actually sure it'll be okay, but it's not really good or anything, but it'll be okay, and she wants to watch it, so I must get this done so we can go record Terraria and then watch Twilight. That's gonna happen. Oh, and I started rendering videos on her computer, and no problems. Nothing. It's perfect. Like, her computer renders it at the same speed, if not faster than mine, and there are no black spots. That's a big problem I've had. If any of you use Sony Vegas and you have these black parts in your videos, Nero, boy, no licky, okay? He's got a thing with he like licks his thigh because he had fleas a little while ago, but he's got like this nervous twitch. It's not a twitch, but this when he feels uncomfortable or nervous, then he licks himself, and it's not good. He's doing it now. He stopped. There you go, my boy. That's okay. He's done. Okay, and we try to keep him in line. We're good parents like that. Okay, so I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yes, her computer. So if any of you use Skyrim, any of you use, I was thinking of Skyrim. I just recorded the most amazing episode. It'll actually go up at the same time as this, so you'll see it soon. It's called Snowy Peaks of Adventure. I like the sound of that. I don't know why I even called it that, but anyway. If any of you use Vegas and you have these black parts in your videos, so the sound carries on playing, but the image just disappears. So for little pieces, randomly in the video, usually it's where the joins are in the fraps files, usually, but not always. That's definitely not a rule when it comes to that. But I have that, and I did it on her computer, and she doesn't have that, so it might be something to do with NVIDIA graphics cards, because that's the only difference between our computers. She's got a Core 2 Duo, and she's got an ATI. Those are the two differences. I've got an i7 and I've got an NVIDIA. So slight differences, but the fact that there's ATI and NVIDIA, that could be that. Who knows? Okay, so enough talking. I'm going to get to the questions now. These are going to be organized pretty randomly because I just didn't organize them very well. So I'm just going to go through them and from the top down. And there are some small ones at the end. By some, I mean a ton. So I'll get to those at the end. The big ones, there are big questions and small questions. The big ones, I'm going to mention the name of the person who asked them. The small ones, I'm just going to mention the question and answer them. So I apologize if you wanted yours to be a big question, but there were a lot and I wanted to get through all of them, so there you go. Firstly, Fiskaron. Isn't it hard to play so many games at the same time? If I just compare you to other Let's Players, they mainly specialize on one game. If I were you, I couldn't follow all the stories or wouldn't follow the stories. But with you commentating the games, I can just relax after work. And then he also mentions that he speaks German. Okay. I shouldn't be reading. He's basically just said he's keeping me on my toes, and basically he wants me to speak German. He's the one who asked that, Fiskaron. And yes, definitely keeping me on my toes. I'll speak German in one of I'll surprise you guys with it. Like one of my intros of my episodes is just gonna randomly have German in, and you're gonna have to live with that. My German is actually really bad. My Afrikaans is like a first language, but German is like a 5th or 6th language. If I could speak that many, it would be rated all the way down there. But anyway, so playing many games at the same time. Terraria and Minecraft, firstly, don't really have stories. Diablo 3, I wouldn't say it has much of a story. Starcraft, no, I'm playing ladder games. So the only two I'm playing right now, sure I played others, but the only two I'm playing, it's actually getting dark outside, isn't it? Ooh, I love the rain though. Don't you guys love playing games in the rain? We were talking about it today, myself and Eileen, and we were saying that it's like, she was saying it's wow weather. I was just saying it's gaming weather, but she was saying that's wow weather. And I was like, yeah, well, okay, I'll bite. Now this, before I answer his question, hold on, Fiskaron. I'm drinking my coffee with a straw. There you go, it's decaf. And the reason for this, I know you guys are going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. There's my coffee mug. I don't even know what it is really, but it's there. It says Brighton Early Coffee. It's an eye-opener. It's very random. I don't even know where this came from. It's got a rooster on it. There you go. The reason I drink it with a straw is because, this is now a random fact for you, I've actually had braces twice. I had braces when I was about 15 or 16, around there, and I had them for 2 years then. Okay? Top and bottom. Top and bottom. Okay? I got Nero boy, now you're licking the couch. Really now? You can come sit here with daddy. Okay? Come sit here. He doesn't want to sit here. He says, no daddy, I'm having a nap. I'm planning to have a nap. So I had braces, top and bottom, and then they got taken out. And then 2 years after I had that, so braces, nothing. Then 2 years after that, when I was around like 20, okay, and that wasn't even very long ago, 20, then, and now he's gonna go sit on Sophia's chair. That's desperate. He's basically trying to make me feel bad because I'm sitting on his spot. You want to come up here? Okay, come. Boy, up here. Up. Come. Up here. Hold on. Come here. Here. Up. Come. Puppy. Nero. He says no. He says no, daddy. I'm going to try to squeeze onto the tiniest chair in the house. Okay, fine. Let me show you how the chair looks quickly. Should I? I don't know if this tripod should move. Dum. I shouldn't have done that. Now I'm never going to get this centered. Well, that's okay. Lucky strike. Now, not the cigarettes. That's a brand of cigarette here in South Africa. Anyway, so braces. I'm getting so sidetracked. Braces, top and bottom. Then 2 years after I had them, my teeth weren't right. They were going skew again, basically. And that's just because there were too many of them or whatever. And then they removed teeth. So I had an operation, then they removed teeth. When I was much younger, I think I had an operation that removed teeth. Then when I was 20, I had an operation and they had to remove 2 teeth at the back here. I don't know if it was my wisdom teeth or not, but they had to remove 2 and they had to break my jaw. Okay, and I had an operation for that as well. So I had a lot of operations and they took a little piece of jaw out. I had a very, very big bottom jaw. Not very big, okay, not like Deathwing style or anything like that, but I had a bit of a, what do you call that, or is that an underbite? Anyway, and they had to do that because that was causing it to be problematic. So they took a piece of my jaw out and they made it shorter here, and that was a big deal. I had these elastics here and I couldn't open my mouth for like 2 months or something. Anyway, then I had braces again for 2 years after that. Okay, so I had 4 years of braces, and because of that, the enamel on my teeth, like the natural enamel on my teeth, is like nothing. There's nothing left of it there, so my teeth stain very easily, so coffee is a bad idea. Tea is a bad idea. Anything like that is a bad idea. So I drink it with a straw, so that it doesn't even make contact with my teeth. Dee-dee! That's it. That's the story. It's done. And that's why I drink most stuff with straws. I don't like drinking fizzy stuff with straws. I don't drink fizzy stuff very much, but anyway, okay, unimportant. Let's carry on. I know you guys were going to ask, so there you go. Now, he asked about playing... My phone is vibrating. It's probably checking email the whole time because I got the email program open. I don't find it difficult to keep track of game stories at the same time, no. I treat it as if I'm watching like a series or something, because you don't forget what's going on in a series if you watch it once a week. And with me, it's like once every day or two. So I play them in that way. The only thing that could get a bit much for me sometimes is remembering the controls. Now with Skyrim, that's super simple. There's nothing really to remember there. But with something like Assassin's Creed, now that's something I should practice a bit more because I'm terrible at that. I just suck at murdering people. But that's something that you get used to. And I personally have gotten used to that. The whole story thing, I gotta say, I treat it like a series, and I'm very keen. I'm always keen. I always remember what happened last. I remember that in the previous episode that I recorded the Skyrim, we did the Halted Stream Mine, and I went and found the bandits there and the little merchant in the pit. And I remember in the previous episode that we did a lot of crafting and stuff in Whiterun. And then the one before that, we did Croesus. And I mean, like, I just remember all of that because it's sort of, it'll always be fresh in my head, and it's that interesting to me. I should try not to spit. It's that interesting to me, and because of that, because I'm enjoying it, I don't really have a problem remembering what's going on, especially not in the stories. I can't wait for Mass Effect story. Anyway, that's it. So I hope that answers your question, because it might be a little bit more difficult if you're not actually sitting there doing it. But if you're actually the one playing and enjoying it, then it's not that difficult to remember. Now, some questions from Mulder. What are your and RiotPanda's opinions on marriage? Do you find it essential and do you want to do it someday? Or do you find it useless? Or don't you care if it comes and then... Or don't you care if it comes and then... I think he says comes and comes, but I think he means comes and goes. I personally don't really care. I mean, I will marry her. That's it. It's done. Okay. And I think she feels the same way. But I personally think if we didn't get married, it wouldn't really matter. I think it is probably better to raise your child in a family where both the parents are actually married. For that reason, I think it's good. But it's not that big a deal. Yes, I would like to get married. I think it's nice. I like the idea of it. Okay, I like the idea of me telling her that I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Not that I haven't already told her that, but I think that's fine. Like, that's good. But there are people out there that don't like that so much, and I think that's great too. I mean, if you're going to stay with someone and they're just your partner, they don't need to be your husband or your wife. That's okay. You know, to me, it's not a big deal. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to get married to her. That's that. Okay. I also don't think the wedding's going to be that big a deal. I'll let her handle that. Maybe it's going to be a huge deal. So I might be lying right now, but she's going to handle it. Anyway, then, do you know about Legend of Grimrock? So he says there are a few screenshots, and this is a game. There are a few screenshots and videos available. I will link you guys to, say, a trailer or something of it below, if I remember to. If I don't, then remind me and I'll link it. Or you can just search for it right here on YouTube, because it's easy to find. I do know about it, and he asked what do I think of it. He says he's looking forward to it more than anything else. Personally, I think it looks absolutely amazing. One of the games of my childhood was Ultima Underworld, and if you guys don't know that, it's the kind of game where you first person and you have this, like, it's basically the way Legend of Grimrock works. I'm sort of talking about lots of different things at the same time, but the way it works is like Myst or Riven. It's one of those old school point and click games, but the way this game makes it look is just amazing. It's like Skyrim's graphics, but you've got this fixed point of view, so you can go forward, you can turn, so you'll have those 4 directions all the time. I'm not sure if there are more than 4 directions, but you've got those 4 directions, and then you move forward 1 block at a time. And I love that way of playing. Now, Ultima Underworld wasn't exactly like that. You actually walked freely, but it was 2D, so it was a bit different. Hello, boy. Hi. He's here, and he's incredibly dirty. You want to see him? I'll show you. He's chewing a hoof. That's called a hoof. And I'm not sure what it actually is. I think it's actually a hoof of some sort of cow or something, which is quite sad, but it's very good for dog's teeth, and he enjoys it. So, Legend of Grimrock looks really nice. It looks like the kind of game that'll really give me a fright. If I wanted to play a scary game, that would be it, because it's like you're busy walking, and you hear something to the side, and you turn, and then bam, there's a monster in your face, and that is scary stuff. To this day, I'm actually still scared of playing Ultima Underworld. It's scary stuff. We're walking around and you can only see this much in front of you, and there could be a monster, right? It's terrible. So yes, I have looked at it, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm not sure what their development schedule or whatever is, but it looks fun. I'll probably check it out when it's released and done, and we can play it. Then, the Asian Starcraft, or Lucci, I think his name is Lucci, I'm not sure, he signed it Lucci. He asked a few things, but he's gonna have to wait till I finish having a sip of my coffee, which is not cold yet, it's lukewarm now. Hum. That's terrible, I can't do this with one hand. This phone is in the way. So, he wanted to know where a few things developed. Calm down, my boy. Where or how a few things developed. My love for nature and all things natural. He says he sees this in few people these days. Basically, he doesn't see it a lot. I don't know if I love all things natural. I mean, I do. But I don't know if I love all things natural more than most people out there or anything like that. We used to live on farms. I lived on a farm from when I was 0, when I was born, till when I was like 12 or something. Then we moved here to Hermanus for the first time, into a town for the first time. And because we lived on a farm, that's what we did. We ran around in the fields. We didn't really build very nice tree houses. We were bad at that kind of thing. We built hideouts in the forests. because the farms were generally pretty big, so we had a lot of room to explore. We went adventuring, and that was a lot of fun. And we weren't scared of stuff like that. We got lost in the forest a few times. My sister will remember that. I'm pretty sure someone was crying then. I can tell you it wasn't me. Someone was crying when we got lost. It was fun though. And we climbed a tree, and then we looked which way we had to go, and we found the right direction, and that was that. But anyway, so we went on a lot of adventures, and we did a lot of stuff like that. We grew up with lots of animals, sheep, cows, pigs, all sorts of farm animals, and wild ones too, I suppose. And that was just everyday life. So I suppose we're just more attuned to it or used to it. By we, I mean me and my sister and my family. My father's been like a farmer his entire life. By farmer, I mean it's always been what he wanted to do. He wants to own a farm. He wants to cultivate stuff. He wants to do stuff on a farm. That's what he likes to do, and that's great. So anyway, then it's a 3-part question, triple barrel question. He wants to know where this Starcraft guide series idea came from. He also wondered if I wanted to collab on those. It's not very easy collabing on those, but the idea came from... I actually don't know. I don't know. I remember seeing a video where someone spoke really, really fast, and it was something totally different. It wasn't gaming related. And I thought to myself, well, if I could make that into a Starcraft video, that could be quite fun. And then I tried it, and the first one ended up being quite fun. I think it was a 4-gate video, the first one. And then I tried to make it a little bit more funny. I put a few jokes in there, and it ended up being really good. And a lot of effort. Those things take long to make. I'm just in how I'm sitting. My knee's here now, as you can see. And it's quite comfortable, actually. This couch is nice. Then, your passion for the gaming community. That's just because I've been gaming my whole life. Well, most of my life. And I would say that's something that just develops over the years. I spend a lot of time with other gamers. I should actually be sitting closer to the camera. Spend a lot of time with other gamers. My friends play games. I just enjoy it a lot. So my passion for the community just sort of developed over the years. There's nothing much interesting to say about that. Because I like playing games, because I like watching games, because I like watching other people play games, because I like playing games with or against other people. It's just something that I really, really enjoy. Okay, so I hope that answered that. That was very brief and vague. Then your mom, that was from the Asian Starcraft. I did mention that. Then your mom 443. Your mum, not mum. He said, he said, he apologized about the nickname. He doesn't know what he was thinking. But he asked, he says he loves the videos. Thank you very much. He says his school has organized a trip to South Africa. And I think sort of some of this comment got cut out, but basically he says he's never been there, and the question is, do I have any advice on what to look out for, or anything that he can do to make the trip more pleasurable? Example being not getting bitten so much. I'm not sure if you mean bitten by mosquitoes or bugs. If that's the case, then buy some Peaceful Sleep at a supermarket. It's these little square things that you put in a plug. Hello, my boy. Hello. That's a very dirty paw on me now, but it's fine. Oh, it's very nice. He's right here. Look at this. Hold on. I have to show you this. He says, I'll just chew it on your lap, Daddy. You better not chew my t-shirt, please. Not that it's a very expensive t-shirt. This t-shirt costs 49 Rand. 49 Rand being $6? How's that? I'm wearing a $6 there you go. Straight up. That's the kind of stuff I wear. Okay. So, you can buy these little Peaceful Sleep. They're called mats, and they keep mosquitoes away. Or you can buy some tabard. Tabard is like a roll-on thing that just, you put it all over your body, or where you think they'll bite you, and it'll stop biting you. But if you're talking about snakes or something, then I have absolutely no idea. Don't walk around in the bushveld alone. There's a tip for you right there. I'm not sure where you're going. If you're going to South Africa on a trip, the chances are really good you're going to Kruger National Park. You're going to one of these big national parks, and then I would say do as much as you can do. Go on as many tours as you can, experience as much of it as you can. There's not really very much here in terms of technology or entertainment or anything like entertainment. That's something that's very, very subjective, or not subjective. It's very much personal opinion. Okay, you could find everything you do here entertaining. Some people might not. But what I would say is, oh goodness, if they take you to a coastal place, be sure to swim in the sea, because it is fun. And don't, the whole shark thing, 90% of the beaches have lifeguards. They have people watching the seas all the time. Don't worry about that. I would say South Africa has very nice beaches. Nice to swim. Nice to even just... Nero, this is incredibly stinky. Are you really going to chew this on my leg? I'm just going to let him do it. He's chewing it on my leg. Look here. Otherwise, I would say just experience of it as much as you can. Go on as many tours as you can. If someone asks, are you up for something, go do it. Don't walk around alone at night in one of the big cities. That's probably not a good idea. Don't always lock your car doors because there are lots of hijackings. I would say that there's more such kind of crime up in Johannesburg or in those areas, not so much down in Cape Town. It all depends on where you're going. I'm assuming, like I said, because I think you're going on a tour or something, they'll probably take you to the big sightseeing places, Sun City, Kruger National Park. I don't actually know many of the others. I think the Knysna forests are very cool. Places like that. It might be a lot of driving, but basically just try experience as much as you can. I can't say what you can really do to make it more pleasant for yourself. I'm pretty sure it'll be pleasant. Get ready for some heat because it's probably going to be hot. It depends on when you come in here, but it's normally quite hot. Anyway, okay, so I hope that answers that. It's terrible. I don't know that much about South Africa, the culture. I do know a bit about the culture because we had to study it in school, but I don't know that much about the actual country. I'm not very patriotic in that sense. And I'm going to have to change my pants after this because he is insistent on putting this hoof on my pants and chewing it. So I'm not very patriotic in that sense that I would probably not tell you to go on holiday to South Africa. You know, I can think of better places for myself personally because I have seen most of South Africa, or a lot of it at least, not most. But anyway, that's my slightly biased view on that. Now Swescent sent me a ton of questions and they're all about Nero. Firstly, he asked, how much different were your days before Nero came along? Perhaps the two of you had another pet or family member that you cared about for some reason. Nero came to replace. No. What happened is before Nero came, we lived in a flat in Cape Town for a little while, myself and Helene, and we couldn't have a pet there. We didn't think of getting a pet back then, and before that, I lived with my parents here, and they had two dogs. Twinson and Sophia. That's Sophia's chair that I showed you over here. And Twinson, Sophia's about 6 maybe now. Twinson is like 13 or 14. She's very old. You saw her in Nero's birthday video, I think. And in some of my vlogs actually. They're amazing. Both of them are super cute. But they weren't really my dogs. They weren't my pets. I did spend a lot of time with both of them when they were here. I treated them as my own because they were super nice and they were very nice. But our days were very different in the sense that I didn't have to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. Biggest difference right there. I didn't have as much of a routine. I'm walking a lot more now. So when Nero came along, I had to wake up at 6 o'clock start waking up at 6 o'clock every morning to feed him because he's very insistent. Nero is a man of routines. And I'm okay with that. Or a boy. I guess he could still be a boy. He's a man. He's 2 years old. He's a man. He's technically still a boy. But anyway, he's got routines. So he has to eat at this time, and he's very insistent about that. And that's fine. I like that. I mean, I think it's good. He has to go for a walk every day. If he doesn't go for a walk, we need to play with a ball. If we don't play with the ball, we need to go to the beach. Those things need to happen. They don't have to happen when we're on the farm, but they have to happen when we're here. On the farm, being visiting my parents, because then he's having like this action all the time. Nero, if you bite my pants, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. Okay, that's me tapping his nose. Yes. Okay. So our days were different in that sense, definitely. Now we have a lot more routine. Back then we didn't really go for walks every day. There was no reason to do that. I didn't wake up that early. I didn't need to wake up that early. And because of that, now we've got a lot more routines. And our days are much more joy-filled as well. Because he's so cute and he's always here. He's always with us. He's very much a people dog. He likes other dogs, of course. He gets along with other dogs famously. He's very sociable in that sense, but he's also a people dog and he likes the company of people. Like he's enjoying my company right now by chewing his hoof on my leg. Then, was there any point a sinister uncertainty whether or not Nero was going to be the next family member in your home? Perhaps you were trying to make up your mind between a selection of puppies. or whether to have one at all. So I wasn't sure. We wanted a puppy. We went there to the SPCA, basically the animal welfare, and I wasn't sure I wanted a puppy. I didn't know for sure. Helene wanted one, most definitely, but I wasn't sure I was up for the commitment. But we got him anyway. There was no choice. He was the only puppy that was that age. We got him at 10 weeks, and he was the youngest puppy there. My boy, this is so... I'll just change my pants afterwards. He was the youngest puppy there, and so he was the only choice that we wanted a puppy so we could mold his personality in a good way, of course, so that he could grow up with us. We didn't want a dog that was already older. Not that I wouldn't do that. I think it's great if people take older dogs because they need homes as well. And I said this before, but if I had to donate to a charity, it would probably be, in South Africa at least, it would probably be the SPCA, the animal welfare, because I feel that here it's actually terrible. There are some areas here where if you walk through them, they've got dogs stuck to chains and they don't have a kennel. They have to lie outside in the whole day long. They have to lie outside. If it's raining, they lie outside. If it's sunny, they lie outside. And the people, they don't treat their dogs well. They're pets. They're pets. And it's bad, okay? For that reason, I would donate to animal welfare. So uncertainty, yes, there was uncertainty, but when it happened, it was done, and it was probably the best thing that ever happened to us. And there was not another choice, no. There was just Nero, and we were in love the second we saw him. Okay, so, because he's cute. And he's the best. What made you decide that you were going to get a dog? Was it simply to quiet around the house? Was it initially to fill some sort of role? Perhaps you're looking for a future watchdog for your home, or perhaps just another family member without any further expectations or demands. It's a mixture of the lot. Like, we would have wanted a dog because my parents moved out. We wanted a dog, or they were planning on moving out. We wanted a dog. And it's a mixture of all of that. Like, we wanted some company. We wanted the dog to be with us because of this. Right here. This is the reason right here. He's sitting with me, chewing his hoof, making me all stinky. Main reason, just because we wanted another family member, but it's also nice having a watchdog. Nero is the most amazing watchdog. He watches, and he's a dog. Both of those things. But he runs out, and if there's any movement anywhere in the yard, he will know, and he'll be there to check it out, barking and angry. So he's a good watchdog. And he's crazy. He's a bit crazy, but he's a good watchdog. Okay, now my phone just went off, so I have to open it up again. Oh, phone. No, oh, God. iPhone doesn't know which way around it wants to be. So, it's still vibrating. From the last one, from the point when Nero came into your home, what is the most this is not the last one, this is the second last one, noteworthy memory or experience with him? And this is a very long he has a very long question here. Basically asks, maybe he did something extraordinary at some point, maybe he surprised you in a completely unexpected manner, or perhaps something else happened that left you with an extra special memory. Basically, not really. There are so many memories, so many nice things that he's done. I asked Helene about this before I started recording. She says when he was a little puppy, when he was fresh, 11 weeks old, 12 weeks old, then he jumped onto Helene's art table. The table was like incredibly high from the ground, and somehow he was up there. He was showing amazing like athletic prowess at such a young age. And then outside here, you can't see it anymore, maybe you did, but we've got a garden, we've got a little piece of grass, and then there was this little pit. And he used to run up and down in that pit, and he had this funny little run where he goes like this. Oh, it's the cutest thing. Basically, no, there's just lots of little things, okay? Lots and lots of little things. I could talk for days about Nero and all the nice things he does. Okay? That. Lots of little things. So there's nothing specific that stands out, but lots of little things that make him who he is. Now, next one. Will there at some point be a Nero Jr. by his and your side? Will Nero ever have the chance to become the perfect father and role model that we all know he would be? Not necessarily through biological bonds, though. So it's not going to happen through biological bonds, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, that was actually a noteworthy experience as well. When he got neutered or sterilized, basically, you have to do it. If you get a dog from the SPCA, they force you to do it. From the animal welfare, they force you to do it, and that's a good thing. You don't want like people who are unresponsible buying like female dogs and letting them have puppies, and then they're irresponsible with their dog that they got and with the puppies, and that's just bad. You don't want puppies to be born into a life like that. Anyway, I don't know, personally, both of us think that Nero's a one dog per family dog, basically. He's a good only child, and he likes it because we socialize so much with other dogs. We go to my parents' farm all the time. We go to see my sister all the time. They've each of those sets of people have 2 dogs. My sister has Padme and Braska. My mom and dad have Sophia and Twinson. So, you know, he doesn't really need a friend here because, like I said, he's very much a people dog. He's our friend. Hey, boy. And because of that, yeah, I don't think we're probably not going to, but I can't say yet. If we ever have a child, Nero would be amazingly gentle with the child. He's good with children. So that's good. That's something right there. But lastly, from Swessant. This is cold now. So, what tricks and commands does Nero know? I know that, he says, I know that what? Oh, I know that Nero has, I'm bad at reading on the iPhone, it's tiny. Not like I need glasses, but it's just really small. I know that Nero has complete power over you, Swen. To make you feed him whenever he wants, to simply, by simply placing his head next to your bed, he does that. He comes and puts his head right next to my pillow and shoves his nose. Well, he didn't really shove, he's not insistent about that. He just puts his head there and he waits. I said that in the previous one, didn't I? Anyway. So, what stuff can he do? What stuff can I make him do? And he asks, is there anything the 2 or 3 of you are practicing right now, maybe? We are practicing restraint, because he gets incredibly excited when we go on walks and he sees other dogs. Good way, in a good way. Excited in a good way. Tricks that Nero knows. He knows sit, he knows paw, he knows how to lie down, he knows how to play dead. Yes, he does. He knows how to stop. He knows how to stay. Those are 2 different ones. So when we go, we walk to the sidewalk, we tell him to stop, we tell him to stay, or we tell him to sit, it depends, whatever. And he knows all that really basic stuff. Then what else does he know? He knows how to fetch. But that doesn't really count, does it? He knows a lot of words. So we can't say the word walk around here. We say walk, it's over. I say rope, because he's got a rope, it's over. I say ball, it's over. He knows those incredibly well. You say those, it's done. Oh, and he can talk. He knows talk. So you say talk to him, he'll bark at you. He's very intelligent in that way, and it's sometimes not so good because he knows what we're talking about all the time. He didn't so much when we were speaking Afrikaans to each other, but now he does. Now he knows. So he's just clever in that way. Tricks, that's it. I don't know what we're actually working on right now. Pretty much just restraint. We're going to teach him some other stuff soon. He seems like the kind of dog who'll be able to learn stuff any time in his life. You're supposed to teach dogs tricks when they're young, but he can learn new stuff right now. No problem. So, moving on, because I should move on. I'm taking very long here. Bob T. Goldfish asked, is anyone really intrigued as to the adventures of the different generations of Lumens? He says he foresees Grandfather Lumen as an almighty paladin wielding the power of light to smite his foes in gleaming armor. That sounds amazing. And this Lumen Senior sitting behind his imposing desk, which you've seen, studying his wizardly tomes, fingers steepled before him as his magics permeate the air. Sorry, I'm bad at reading, as I said, but this is good writing. They sort of counteract in each other. That makes it average. Bad reading, good writing, average. And now, Lumen the Hunter. His dead-eye shots, unable to miss his target. Man, I want to hear those stories. So I'll probably set something up for that in the future, but you'll eventually learn more about my father because he's still around. I don't have any grandfathers that are around at the moment. I've only got one grandmother that's around, and she's amazing. When we were younger, she was slightly less, she was less in our lives, but right now she's in our lives a lot. So I've got one grandmother left, and that's that. Grandfathers, my father's grandfather was German, my mother's was Afrikaans, and they were both totally opposite personalities. I'll tell you that for now, to whet your appetite. I don't know if I would see my grandfather on my father's side as a almighty paladin. I don't know if that would be the best way to explain it, but I'll do something with this later, Bob. You stay tuned. I think it'll be too long to actually fit into one of these if I do start talking about like really in-depthly. Not that I can really talk about it in-depthly because we were really young when we were with my grandparents, and I don't know them as well as I would have, or as well as I do my grandmother, for instance. She lives just down the road from me. She lives like 5 or 6 blocks that way, and we see her all the time. So that's something at least. Now the small questions, and there are a lot of these. As I said, I'm not going to mention your names here. One or two of them I might mention a name, but most of them not. Firstly, have you ever thought of playing games with fans, like Starcraft 2, Mass Effect 3, or Diablo, or Dota? Lots of ors there. No, the ors weren't actually there. That was me just adding them. So, yes, I like fan games. Someone actually also asked about 2v2 Starcraft. It's like 3 questions down. But it's always a bit difficult. I'm incredibly busy. There's hardly any time when I'm not doing something during the day. So what I do is I sit down, I record, and I start the rendering so I can start doing something else, like either looking for news, taking Nero for a walk, going to the gym. Our lives or our days are very full right now. So I don't often get time to just sit down, play and relax and enjoy something. But I have thought of that, and I will definitely organize something soon. I'm not sure with which games yet. Dota is cool because we can have 10 people in a game. Diablo, not so cool. Only a couple of people in the game. Starcraft, sure. Custom maps or FFAs or mono battles or something like that could be fun. So yes, I'll definitely think of something like that soon. When will we see Helene do commentaries together? Me and Helene do commentaries together? Sometime in the future. That's all I can say right now. Do you miss Alice and Beyond Good and Evil? Very much. Those games were amazing. Beyond Good and Evil, a bit more so for me. I enjoyed Alice immensely, and I know a lot of you guys did. Same for Beyond Good and Evil. Those videos have very few views, but there are still people to this day going back and watching them. My commentary was a little bit iffy back then. I sort of got into a flow of things much later, so some of those the commentary is not that great, but it's still good enough to enjoy it. I do miss those. They were great games. Now, what's your Terraria IP? No. There's no IP. We play on LAN, so it's 10.0.0.3. There you go. That's not going to help you very much. Sorry. We play on LAN, and having a Terraria server and a Minecraft server is also something we're thinking of. I get a lot of messages about that all the time. Then, have you played any of the Metal Gear Solid series? If so, did you enjoy them? Immensely, a lot, tons. I didn't play all of them. My most recent or freshest memories are with Metal Gear Solid 4, which was so good. I loved it. The sneaking around, the 90-minute cutscenes, and I'm not even joking about that. There was a cutscene in that game that was 90 minutes long, or like 80 minutes long. But that was amazing. I loved that. It was really good. It was a nice feeling sitting there enjoying or experiencing the game. So yes, I like the series a lot. Do you follow any sports? Or do you support any team? Not really. Before I started doing the video stuff, I watched Formula 1. We don't have DSTV anymore, so we don't have any channels. We don't have TV basically. So I don't get to watch the Formula 1. I used to actually download the races. I know that's probably illegal, but I did that. And watch them. So I watched Formula 1. I am a big fan of Fernando Alonso. I'm a big fan of, let me think, Sebastian Vettel. I don't know if he actually won a world championship yet, but he was amazing when I was watching. Fernando Alonso, I just liked it. He was a character. He had a personality. Same for Michael Schumacher, actually. He had a personality. But Fernando Alonso, probably my top. And I watched Formula 1. I enjoy Formula 1. That is it. No traditional sports. I don't watch rugby or cricket or soccer or anything like that. Not really. This is a terrible question. How do you feel about the rhino poaching going on over here? Terrible. How must I feel? I think it's cruel. Like, I don't know what to say about it. If I had to donate to something that could help stop that, I'd probably do that as well. But I think it's really bad. I don't know why people would do that. Have you ever had haggis? No. I would probably eat it though. It sounds good. I know what it is. I know it sounds disgusting, but I'd probably do it anyway. I don't know. I would like to experience it at least once in my life. Do you plan on being with Helene for the rest of your life? I think we answered this before. Of course not. No, okay, of course, yes. Would you ever do any challenge videos like the cinnamon challenge or eating a chili? The cinnamon challenge I would never do because that's such a waste of good cinnamon. Personally, I think it's terrible. I love cinnamon. I would never want to waste it like that, and it's quite expensive. So here at least. So probably not. But who knows? I won't say no. I'll say no to cinnamon challenge right now. I don't think Helene would ever let me do that. But maybe other stuff. Who knows? Then MMA Tomar said, this is not really a question. This is something else. This is like a little statement. It actually has a question at the end. So it's about the religion thing. I spoke about people forcing their religion upon other people. He mentioned here, he was in San Francisco. I'll stop you right there and say I'm jealous. I want to go there one day. The rolling hills of San Francisco look really cool. I would love to go there. I want to eat a pizza in San Francisco. I would love that. I want to do that one day. One day. When I was at Blizzard in Los Angeles, which was an absolutely amazing experience, I wish they would invite me back there one day. They haven't said anything about inviting me back because they didn't personally invite me. I went on behalf of someone else. But when I was there, I spoke to a guy who was actually on his way to San Francisco after that. And I was so jealous. I was so jealous. One of the Blizzard guys, one of the PR guys, he was going to San Francisco. Anyway, okay. So he was there and there was an uber religious dude standing on a street corner with a loudspeaker screaming at every gay couple that walked by. Apparently there are a lot of them in San Fran. Then a lesbian couple walked by and showed him their breasts. Everyone laughed and his face turned red with anger. He tried to continue his harassment of his audience, but then every girl in the area started flashing their breasts at him. And then he gave up. True story. His question is, how awesome is that, Lumen? That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And that's what you should do if you see people like those. Don't harass them in the truest sense of the word. Just annoy them. Test their will. Test their patience. Because those guys, they're there, like, they're there, I don't want to say to annoy people, but they do it inadvertently. I know they probably have good thoughts or whatever, like they think they're doing the right thing, but I would say they're definitely not doing it in the right way. But that's grand. What else can I say about that? Thank you. Then Fab12UCB, I'm still struggling with the nickname. He's got 4 questions that are related. Do you smoke or have you ever smoked cigarettes? No. Have you ever tried drugs? Or done them for a period of time? No, I haven't. It's just never intrigued me. I've never wanted to. I find the act of smoking is actually just disgusting. I don't mind if other people smoke, but I don't like it very much. Have you ever do you drink alcohol, and how often or how much do you ever get drunk? I think that's like, whatever, those things. I have drank alcohol before. I've been drunk before when I was a lot younger. I think most people have. And not recently, no. We don't drink alcohol, no. We're pretty clean. Although Helene did read about you're supposed to drink 1 glass of red wine a day is supposed to be incredibly healthy. Really good for your heart. More so for females though. Apparently it helps females more than males. Funny, but it's a true story. Anyway, so we don't drink anything, no. Have you ever smoked tea? Sorry. I just spat. I don't know how I do that. I don't even know. I've never smoked tea before. I don't know what that means. I think you mean it's called a hubbly or something, but no. Hey Lumen, have you ever considered releasing these weekly installments as podcasts? I don't really know how, but do you mean basically releasing an MP3? Is that what you mean? I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you have your own coffee. If so, I hope you drank it in the first 5 minutes, because I personally like drinking coffee while it's still hot, or at least warm enough. I can. If there's a demand for it, I suppose I can. I don't know where I'd upload it to, but I can just render it into an MP3 and that'll be very quick. And uploading it would be pretty quick as well. So I can do it. Let me know. I don't know how to put it on iTunes, so you guys will have to tell me about that, if that's the case, if that's what you want. Otherwise I could upload it to some random upload site. Anyway, let me know. Then Mr. Kaino, I think it's how you, Min Kaino, not Mr. Kaino, Min Kaino, he said in German, I think this is what he said. Basically he said, what a coincidence that 2 of his favorite YouTubers, being myself and Force, have German roots. I did not know Force had German roots. That's a surprise to me. He sounded as American as they come, and I always just assumed that Americans were born and bred in the US. A lot of them, not all of them. I know a lot of you guys moved over there. A couple of you guys come to mind. But anyway, unimportant. It's interesting. I didn't know Force had German roots. And then the last question. If people send you fan mail like drawings or letters or whatnot, what would you do with them? I would love and cherish them forever, firstly. Not cherish. And would you show them quickly in your Q&A videos, or would you start another video type thing devoted to only showing fan mail? I would probably make an entire, well, one whole video per piece of fan mail that I receive, because I haven't received any fan mail before, and it would be amazing. It would be the most amazing thing ever. So if you guys want to send fan mail, I will put my address below. I never really see you guys, any of you, as fans, and I keep saying guys, but I mean guys and girls, because this actually came from a girl. I think, oh, it's Zoe? Oh, it's Zoe. I think her nickname was Oh, it's Zoe. Cute nickname, by the way. I like it. But I would make an entire video just for that. So don't worry, if you send anything, I will be sure to show it. It might take long to get here, because things just take long coming to South Africa. But finally, that's it. We're done. That's my iPhone menu right there. It's not very much. You know what I figured out recently? Is that you can do this. Screenshot. It's amazing. So you can take screenshots of your iPhone whenever you want by just pressing the two buttons together. And actually, you know, I can show you if I take it off silent. Look, it makes a sound. See? And that saves a screenshot in your pictures or images folder, and then you can put it in your computer. And the screenshot's actually pretty large. So what I might do is, if I'm playing Chrono Trigger, I might take a screenshot of it and show you guys, because I'm enjoying Chrono Trigger. I play it every now and then before I go to sleep. Mostly just then, actually. I don't have any other times when I get to play it. But that's sadly going to be it for this episode. Sadly. Hopefully this will be up on Wednesday, and the next one should be up on Sunday again, because I don't have any Polo Fluke this weekend and my schedule is clear. I hope you guys are enjoying all the videos. I hope the sound was okay. I hope the lighting was okay. I've got a lamp over there, and then it's the lights above me, and it's a little bit dark, sure, but I think it's okay. I should have probably been here, and my hair was terrible. Excuse that too. I showered, I washed my hair, and this is what happened to it. So, check back here soon for more. Maybe I'll record it somewhere else next time. Who knows? Leave those questions. I'm still thinking of more or different shows and stuff that I can do. Hopefully I'll think of something soon. But yes, leave those questions for next week. It's not that big a deal if you don't leave a question. If you just want to say something, if you want something heard, you can say that too. But I'll mostly just answer the questions. And if you don't have so many, it's fine. The show can be a bit shorter one week. It doesn't matter. And if it does get to a point where there's really nothing to ask me, then I'll set topics and stuff, and then you guys can talk about specific things with me. How does that sound? Good? Great. So, check back here soon for more again. Most importantly though, happy Lumen Weekly on the couch. Nero's gone now, but his hoof is still here. That's the hoof right there. It's disgusting. He's chewed it. It smells bad too, but it's still here. He's probably on the couch with mommy. Well, on the couch watching mommy play computer. She's not playing anything. She's probably working on her blog. I'll link her blog to you when it's done. I think it might be done. I'll link it to you sometime soon. Anyway, check back soon for, most importantly though, I said that like 4 times already. Happy drinking coffee with Lumen. With a straw. Don't say anything about that. With a straw.